Difference between contract of service and contract for services. Contract transactions about goods and services, etc., are covered under Consumer Protection Act 1986. It states the rights and duties of consumer. Consumer means any person who buys goods or services in exchange of some consideration, partly paid, fully purchased on credit. Both the term contract for services and contract of service are simply same. However, there is a clear distinction between contract for service and contract of service. But they represent two distinct types of agreement with significant difference in legal implementation. Here, a breakdown of their key differences. Relationship. Contract of service create an employer-employee relationship. The service provider is subject to employer control and supervision regarding work hours, method, and tools. Contract for services create a client-contractor relationship. The service provider is independently and has control over how they perform the work. Right and responsibilities. Contract of service employees typically have more rights such as minimum wage, overtime pay, paid leave, and access to company benefit. Employers have more responsibility including withholding tax, providing insurance, and ensuring a safe working environment. Contract for services contractors are generally responsible for their own taxes, insurance, and equipment. They may set their own rate and have more flexibility in their work schedule. Nature of work. Contract of service typically involve ongoing work with regular hours and specific tasks. Contract for services often involve specific projects or deliverable with defined timeline. Ownership of intellectual property. Contract of service employee often own the intellectual property created by employees during their work. Contract for services contractors typically retain ownership of the intellectual property they create unless otherwise specified in the contract. Tax implementation. Contract of service employers are responsible for withholding income tax and other deduction from employees' wages. Contract for services contractors are responsible for paying their own taxes and may need to file self-employment taxes. Conclusion. Distinction between a contract of services and contract for service can be complex and depend on factors like the degree of control, integration into business, and financial risk. It's crucial to carefully analyze the agreement and seek the legal advice if unsure. Remember, the choice between these two types of contract has significant legal and financial implementation for both parties. It is essential to understand the differences and choose the appropriate one for your specific situation. Thank you.